Oh, gentlemen, or as Mike Hernandez says, gentlemen. Have you all met Ryan?
No, Ryan, pleasure, mate. Pleasure to
nice to meet you, mate.
For another 20 minutes or so. We're going to play a game here because I love me some games, and I figured by hour 23, which is where we are right now, I was going to need something that was pre-planned and I didn't have to think about because my ad-libbing and my ability to think on my feet is dead right now. So
yeah, your natural charm only carries for about 22 hours.
Yeah, we've reached the expiration of that. But before we get to the game, Lee, welcome back to the pod. It's been a little while, my friend.
Yeah. Sorry, my fence fell down a couple of days ago, and I couldn't. My mate who normally does my building couldn't. So we've been digging it out today. Like, I'll tell you what, like, God, dear, oh dear, I am feeling it today. Like, I feel a bit wheezy and all that.
I was waiting for that to be a piss take on me somehow, and it's just actually felt
like digging a hole, like concreting out the post. It's been hard work. I don't know how people do it for a living. I really don't, So I've cut my hands. I feel all a bit weak. I need. I'm gonna have to make myself some pasta or something to keep me going,
Not chicken. My people pay people to do stuff like that. So
bacon burger, that'll do. That baconator, that'll do. That's what I need.
I was going to order that last night and have that on the air, but the timing didn't work out. So welcome back, Lee. It's lovely to see you again. My daughter says hi. Dan Potts, of course. As long as we're talking about family members, how's your sister? How's your wife, dad? Your dad, wife?
They're all good, but do you know what? I say they're all good. They've actually all got COVID, apart from me.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
But they're all okay in terms of they've got it, but no horrendous symptoms. They're just isolating and taking care of themselves and all that. So I'm the healthy one in the family.
That's what happens when you go.
That's what happens when you go fishing. Don't go fishing. Yeah, Mum and Dad have gone away for the weekend. My dad's positive test, so it's like we better go home then.
They weren't fishing. They weren't fishing with Hoggy and Tony Fane.
No. They would not be going out with Hoggy and Tony Fane. I'll tell you that now. Let me tell you that.
Tony Fane don't go fishing. He goes camping because he's never caught anything in his life. You know what I mean?
Well, apparently Dan's family caught plenty.
They've definitely caught. Plenty. But pleasure to be on, man, and pleasure to meet Ryan as well, man. Ryan goes without saying, Dad, absolute legend. So pleasure to meet you, man.
No, thank you very much.
And Harry,
what I'm saying, that what a player. Like, Ryan actually went to see your dad on his debut for England because it was a cold day and 0-0 ball, but we all just went because your dad was playing. He was absolute legend to us Arsenal fans.
That's nice. Thank you.
And Harry, it's been a minute since we've been on together. I think maybe I was on your podcast more recently than you were on mine when we had a quick a session after we had talked to Josh in Denver a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Josh.
First name terms.
First name, yeah. J Dog actually is how we go. AKA Hoggy's favorite man. But it's great to have you back on the podcast, mate. How's the family? How's everybody? Healthy, happy?
Yeah, everyone's good. It's a pleasure to be here, especially for such a great cause as well. And great to meet Ryan and everybody else and Jared. I don't think we've met either. So nice to meet you as well. Yeah, everybody's good. It's been a bit of a hectic day, but I was going to complain about it. And then I remembered that you've been on here for 23 hours and I probably shouldn't complain.
It's like I said, if someone, I was going to say earlier in the podcast, I said, it's not like digging ditches. It's not like, helping reconstruct a fence or something like that. I mean, I'd much rather be in my shoes than Lee's right now, but that's for other reasons. But yeah, no,
I always come on here and get stick. I don't know why I come on here. Really. I really don't.
So let's get to the game, all right? Because we've spent a lot of time talking about Arsenal, and we'll do another podcast where we focus just on the Arsenal. But I wanted to play kind of a fun game. I hope it ends up being fun. I don't know how good of a job I've done with this, but it's a game that we played once before with James McNicholas and Sophie, and it went over so well. So the game is called.
Does it involve eating soup, Mike?
It doesn't involve kettles. It doesn't involve soup. But what it does involve is testing your knowledge of recognizing Arsenal players, past and present, by their pictures. And we start with it's similar to Arsenal Who Am I, except we start with a very, very close-up picture. If anyone guesses it, they get 4 points. Then we move to a little bit zoomed out. If they guess it, then you get 3 points, so on and so forth until obviously if you haven't guessed it by the last one, you don't deserve to get anything. So on
the buzzers, is it, or are you going round?
No, just shout it out as soon as you recognize it. We're probably going to have a lot of ties here, so we're going to have to just use it.
Look at that. Me and Harry are really chilled about it. Lee's already excited. It's many years competition.
Lee, many hours ago on this podcast, we had we did Mike McDonald Who Am I game with Ryan Fletcher and a couple of the others, and we brought up the time that you were doing the Cabbage Patch or whatever it was because you thought you won and it was ripped away from you. So.
It was on a recount. I lost that. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, I finished last in the game, so if that makes you feel any better.
All
right, here we go. So we can use this one as a trial if you want, or
it depends if I win it. We'll go for it.
Hold on a minute. Did we say players past and present? Because remember, Lee's probably double my age. So it's got a bit of an advantage.
Yes, it's got the advantage, man. Me and Harry are the same age.
As a visual thing, though, you're probably going to be able to digest and materialize the picture in your mind faster than he is because he's a little slow. So
I'm in that sweet spot where I'm too young to know the old guys, but old enough where my eyes are bad.
You know, I didn't go that old. In the first game we were, we were using there were some people from like the 60s and 70s. I haven't gone that far back. In fact, the furthest back I've gone is probably going to be this first one. So this is the 4-pointer. If you can guess it from this, God bless you.
Charlie Nicholas.
It is not. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, if you guess and you're wrong, you're out of that round.
Hold on a minute.
I will not hold that against you, Harry, because I didn't say that. Okay, so you get a free pass. But yeah, if you guess and you're wrong, you're out for that round.
But it's not Charlie Nicholas.
Well, are you guessing that?
No. Harry said that,
No, it's not Charlie Nicholas.
So he's out then, yeah.
No, because I didn't give him the rules. He's getting a great.
In fact,
already contacting a barrister so that he can file a lawsuit.
I've got two players in my mind straight away.
Okay, this is for 3 points.
David O'Leary.
Yes.
Those were the two that came to my mind: Charlie Nicholas or David O'Leary. Because it had to be from that era of guys that had their hair hanging over their ears, which is just not a thing anymore. So
unless you're just lazy.
For me.
All right, so yeah, David O'Leary. That's 3 points for Harry, and you recovered from your Charlie Nicholas situation. All right, here's number 2.
So that was a trial run. We ain't no 3 points for that, is there? That's a trial run,
yeah. The most competitive person I think I've ever
met. Can we have? Is it always going to be their ears, Mike, or are we going to actually see something else other than their ears?
It's your knowledge of Arsenal ears.
Do you not understand how original I am? I don't go back to the well too often. There will be some ears, but not always. Here's number 2, the 4-pointer. If you can get it from this, you get 4 points.
What is it?
Okay. Now we move to a 3-pointer. A 3-pointer.
Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi.
Harry Symeou is on fire right now. Did you study for this?
I recognize the little beard.
You didn't recognize it soon enough because that's what this is.
Yeah, no, I wondered what that was actually.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, trust me, there are no pictures of private areas or anything like that. Even though it may end up looking like that.
I weren't sure, you know what I mean?
Then your phone accidentally there for a minute, Mike.
Yeah, I'm not going for this this situation here. Hold on.
Right, can you drop Harry out of this competition? He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, Harry's good, man. How's he getting these?
Oh, that's very good. That was.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, some of these are going to be easy, but I didn't expect you to get that for that. Okay, here we go.
They were the hard ones, and he's got both of them. We're in trouble here, Lee.
Harry's already on top with 6 points, but number 3, And Ryan, I know at some point you have to head out, just let me know. But maybe we'll get through the game.
Okay.
Number 3.
Mikel Arteta.
It is not Mikel Arteta.
Get out, Harry. Get out.
Took a risk there. I shouldn't have jumped in. Took a risk.
There are points available now to anyone else of the 4 of you that want to enter this. Here's the 3-pointer.
Mertesacker?
Did someone guess?
I said per Mertesacker.
That would be incorrect.
Get out. Get out.
So we're down to 2. We're down to Pots and Judges.
Oh, my word.
I have a feeling this will be the one. This is going to be a race to see who says it quicker. The 2-point clue.
Aaron Ramsey.
God.
All right, who got that one? I thought it was Potsy.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, of course it was. Wasn't it? What a joke.
Anyone else get a clear? Because I got 4. I'm multitasking. Anyone else hear it clearly?
I didn't realise he was that ginger. That's how comes Dan got it.
Yeah, I shall ignore that one, judges.
All right,
no, that was odd. That from the first one, no, bloody hell.
Oh, look, they're saying Stewart's inquiry in the chat. Come on.
The other thing is, I'm not looking at the chat. Chat, you don't play favorites, but
I'll come off the chat. Hold on a minute, I'm off the chat. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the chat just because I'm in the picture area. But yeah, it would be nice if you guys aren't looking at the chat too. All right, this is a 4-point question.
Rocky.
Yeah, I was just about to say it. David Rocastle.
Ryan, come on, man. It was not my. I did not know when we planned this out that you would actually be on the pod during this thing. But I mean,
well, I honestly think that I don't really know Ryan too well, but he should be now -4 for that. I think he should be docked once.
I was going to say, but I thought if I get it wrong, and it is, yeah.
Love this man. All right, so yeah, that was number 4, and the 5-pointer or the 4-pointer goes to Harry, who's just rolling all over this right now.
Harry,
number 5.
And by the way,
that?
I shout out Rocky, and then he goes, "I think it's David Rocastle." And after I shout out Rocky,
did you say Rocky?
Come on, man! Oh, this is getting silly.
No. Did you say Rocky? I thought Harry said Rocky.
I thought we were going by proper names, but that's all right, Dan. You can have it. You can have it.
Dan, if you said Rocky, I couldn't see you, so I didn't know it was you that said that. So.
No, Dan did say Rocky before.
Okay, Rocky is acceptable. I just thought it was Harry that said it. All right, good. Then the game's a little closer. I don't know who's in first place, but I sure as hell know who's in last place.
Ryan. Ryan's -4. Ryan is -4. I'm not having that. He's got to go on a minus for that. I don't care what anybody says.
No minuses in this game.
You're too nice. You're too nice.
Number 5 out of 12, by the way. There's 12 total. This is a 4-point clue. This person has a child growing out of them.
Or is the child the player we're guessing? It's just when he's young.
We don't know yet.
Is it Ben Ayoub? Just by the kit, like I associate that kit with him. It's not Yossi Ben Ayoub.
Oh,
yeah. Great shout!
Wow,
that's a fantastic.
Well
shot.
done.
Well, that means Ryan is no longer losing. That's for sure. The judges is definitely losing now.
He's back. Well, Jared's also on.
That is quality.
Yeah.
Well done, Ryan. Well done.
Yossi Benny,
you got that one, but you didn't get your dad. He
didn't get his dad, but he did get the representative Jew that I had to put into the equation. So he's got that going for him.
Well done, right. By the way.
Number 6, 4-pointer right here. Anyone can get back in the game with this, Lee, Jared, if you can get this one for 4 points.
Ooh, I think I'm going to wait till the next one.
Yeah, I have a guess, but I don't want to. going to the negative here.
All right. The next one is
Reyes.
That is not Reyes.
Oh.
So that's Dan out.
Who is that?
For 2 points.
You could see it's got me.
Balls, I know who that is.
Imacacho.
Who?
Imatato, whatever his name was. The gentleman who's striker.
Imacacho?
That's him.
That's worse than a bang yang. It is not Imacacho. The 1 point clue.
Van Bronckhorst?
Jimmy Carter?
No, it's not.
No, it is not Van Bronckhorst. Harry, I don't know how you didn't get this one.
Looks kind of like Jake Feinberg.
It's funny, it does a little bit, but it looks like a young me actually.
I'm annoyed at myself because I recognize this face and I
don't.
The name's gone.
All right,
I got nothing.
This will not get anybody any points, but I would like to see somebody get it before I have to reveal.
Daniel Carbiasoon.
Yes. Daniel Carbiasoon. You know, first we have my favorite player of all time. Then we have my favorite Jewish Arsenal player of all time. Now I have my favorite American Arsenal player of all time. Daniel Carbiasoon, who for some reason I thought Harry would get that one.
I went for Reyes, and as soon as it went to the next one, I would have got Carbiasoon.
Yeah, right. Why don't go talk about it?
Yeah, of course.
You got it wrong. That's the end of it. Move on.
Sore loser, isn't he? Sore loser, the judges.
Terrible.
All right. Clue number 7 for 4 points.
Ooh, okay.
I'd say Steve McManaman. He's never played for Arsenal.
Anyone want a 4-point hazard, a guess?
Maybe
No.
Ray.
I don't want to risk it, but I think
I
I've
don't
got
want
an
to risk
idea.
it, but yeah, I've got a clue, but I don't want to risk it.
I'll go for it.
I heard Ray Parler from both. I think Ryan and Lee. Are we putting in guesses?
Yeah, I might as well go for Ray Parler.
Yeah.
Okay, you're both out.
Okay.
Not Ray Parler. So we got 3 people left. We got Jared, Dan, and Harry. The 3-point clue.
Callum Chambers.
Callum Chambers.
Yes, Harry nipped it there. Yes.
Oh, come on.
This is not the Callum Chambers that you're used to seeing, but it is the Callum Chambers I selected for number 7. So
Do you know what? Initially, I thought that might have been David Bentley.
Oh, that's what I was going to go for. That was the one I was going to shout. Yeah.
And then the next picture just killed it. I'm glad I didn't risk it.
So Harry, you got it off of this one or off of this one? No, it was off of this one, right?
Yeah, that one. Yep.
That's pretty impressive, actually. I'm not sure I would have gotten that one because the hair would have thrown me off. All right, so we're seven ways through. God, there's 57 comments, so I can't see any of them, but it seems like the chat's probably enjoying this game. Number 8 for 4 points. Jared almost got back into the game there, so it's good to know you're still awake.
Harry's quick. It's tough.
Number 8, 4 points.
Theo Walcott.
It is not Theo Walcott.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Anyone else for 4 points? The three might be a giveaway. I wasn't perfect with this, but so get ready.
Adebayo.
That was me.
Don't try it, man. Don't try it.
That's got to be me.
No way. No way.
That had to be me, man. Unless there's a delay, that had to be me.
All right.
I think Harry got there again, Dan, to be honest. He's done
I've
well.
got a delay then with Harry. I'll tell you.
I think Harry's got the best internet connection of anybody here.
Yeah.
Harry's actually 5 seconds ahead of the live podcast.
That's what it is, man. I tell you.
We've seen the answers.
Chambers and Adebayor is going behind for both of those, but behind me, so I must be delayed.
Well, because I can't see you guys, I'm not seeing whose mouth moved first. So who are we giving that to there? It was definitely between another Dan and Harry Darby.
If it's Harry that come out first, you'd have to give it to Harry.
Yeah, Harry come out first.
I heard him after me, but
okay.
I heard him
after me. Is there a delay?
I've got a delay, so
there's no delay.
That's my
the only delay is in your head. All right. Here's the next one. Number 9.
Adam Chambers. I'm up.
This picture looks like that person's 67 years old.
4 points.
Okay.
For 3 points.
Unai Emery.
Yeah, I should have said past or present Arsenal figure. I did say players at the beginning, but I figured you would forgive
I'm
me.
looking at the play. You can't have that one. That's ridiculous. I'm not playing no more. That is ridiculous.
Did I say that one before Harry, or did Harry get that as well?
No, you got it. I'd wiped him out of my mind, so I wasn't looking for him.
I bet you had. You
got Unai Emery from this.
That looks like my gran when I'm late for dinner.
Yeah, he looks so old in that picture.
He does look old.
Until you zoom it out all the way, and then well, what is this? It's like, who has 2 thumbs and was an awful coach for Arsenal? This guy.
I mean, what is he doing in that picture? Like, what is the instruction that he's giving? Is that what? What is he saying here? I don't know.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm better than Mikel. That's what he's
Look
saying.
at me. I'm useless. I don't get it.
All right, number 10 out of 12. We're actually we're whipping through these much quicker than I thought. Number 10.
Coming straight in. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
My fascination with dental work, apparently. All right, I think the next one might give it away. This is the 4-pointer. Anyone want to put in a guess?
No, I'm gonna wait.
All right, for 3 points.
Nigel Winterburn.
Yeah.
Oh, get in there. Get in
No
there.
shot.
I'm on the board. I am on the board.
I want a steward's inquiry on that one.
I thought I heard Dan first.
What that is. Up yours, Harry. 4 points for the judge. Thank you very much.
First of all, it's 3 points. Was it Lee?
No
I thought
idea.
it was Dan.
I thought it was Lee.
Ask the chat.
For me, I think it was Lee.
Okay.
And I'm in last, so I don't have a horse in the race here.
All right, Stephen heard Dan. Daza is either laughing at you or saying that you got it first. John Dublin Gooner saying, what I'm learning here is that people can speak faster than I can type. Zamir says it was Dan. I thought I heard Dan first, but I have like that frequency of hearing like a dog has where like maybe I just don't hear Lee. But Mark said he heard Dan.
I'm not going to go back in that. I won that 3 points, and I'm taking those 3 points. End of. Like, I don't care nothing VAR or not.
Judge, you can have it. Judge, you can have it.
Yeah, I'll give that. That's a sympathy one to Judge. So,
and also, is who says it first, not the loudest judge? Yeah. You know?
I'm going to change the rule for the next one to who says it the loudest, because I think that would actually be funny. All right, so number 11. We're almost done here. Number 11. This is a tricky one, maybe, but maybe not. Four points.
Is that a werewolf or a player?
It's one of his stupid jokes, isn't it? Like,
what was that, Ryan?
I'm gonna guess Sagna, but I'm just going early.
Unfortunately, it is not Backery. All right. Any other guesses for the 4 points?
No,
all right.
No guesses there.
For 3 points.
The goalkeeper's shirt, isn't it?
The hell?
What?
Huh? This is a trick one. What is
is this another picture of someone's private parts?
That's not been zoomed out.
This is nowhere near this person's nether region.
You think that's someone's private parts? You need to go to the doctors.
Yeah, really. I mean, how do you have children if you think that's someone's private part?
They might just need They might just need a manscaped, Mike.
That's been zoomed
You'd be
out
surprised.
from the last one.
All right. We now have a 2-pointer, which we have not we haven't had that since Aaron Ramsey, but the 2-point quiz option.
What's this going on, Mike?
What?
It's Bird Leno.
Jared is on
the board. It is
board.
Bird Leno.
It is Bird Leno. Jared finally. You see, that's
what it took to get me on the scoreboard.
You have to watch the podcast to understand where that was going, and it's clear that you guys are too busy doing your own podcast to watch ours. I understand. Bird Leno is one of the most famous members of this podcast Hall of Fame pictures. Here are some,
all the ones that are playing the game seriously, me down there, are not laughing at this. I'm not laughing.
Here are some of Bird Leno's good friends, by the way.
Hey, Bird.
Big Bird Leno, Tweety Bird Leno. Is that Grouch
Daffy,
McDuck or
Duck
whatever?
Leno?
We've got Daffy Leno, and I don't know what the hell this is, Bird Leno, but yeah, Bird Leno, Jared, you're on the board. Nice consolation prize. Ryan, you got your 4. Dan, everyone's on the board.
Yeah, take that.
Especially because some people complained and got on the board. All right, the final clue.
So what's the score?
Oh, sorry, hold on. What'd you say? What's the score?
Yeah,
let's do this. Before the final one, we have Harry with 3, 6, 9, 12 points. We have Dan Potts with 10 points. We have Ryan with 4 with the Benayoun guess. We have Lee.
That was
with
the guess of the game, to be fair. That was class. That.
Yeah, that was quality.
We have Lee with 3 points and Jared with 2. So this is technically still up for grabs between Harry and Dan. Number 12.
Alex Iwobi.
We have a guess of Alex Iwobi came in first from Jared. That is incorrect. The next guess was from Lee.
El Nene.
Wow, good shout.
Yes, yeah. I'll take that. I've got on the podium. Your bronze medal. Hey.
All right, so that's the game, guys. And we have
good,
half
Mike.
an hour
Well
left
done, Mike.
to just
Good
to
fun.
top Arsenal, but yeah. So
Good game.
Hang on.
Oh,
now it's a good game. Yeah, now it's a good game.
Now I've got one.
So Ryan, are you? Are we? Yes, we gotta let you go. Ryan, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. It's always great to see you.
No, thank you so much.
We will come calling for a Arsenal review. I want to do it after a win because we always seem to be talking after like the worst games that Arsenal plays. So we're going to time it so it's a win. But
yeah, nice.
Class act, Ryan. It's fantastic to see you. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Ryan, pleasure.
Cheers,
Thank you, and well done, Mike, for all of this.
Hey, thank you for your help, man. I appreciate it. All right, so I got nothing else planned, but we obviously got a thing coming up tomorrow. Lee, are you going? Dan,
no,
you going?
Dan's going. But,
I'm going.
I'm not going. I had a chance again, but I'm a little bit peeved off with the Arsenal at the minute, the way things are going. So I've decided.
Really, you're putting your money where your mouth is in the negative way as far as standing up for what you believe in.
I just feel like. Obviously I'm going to go to games. I've got home games to go to. Listen, that is bang out of order. I never call you a blackie when you don't go to games, do I? Every time, you know what I mean?
It isn't voluntary when I don't go to games, though. But yeah, the one good thing that's come out of Andy Nunn in the 5-6 years that I've known him is that word. I had never heard that word until he said it.
No, I think anyone had, mate.
He's have a good one. Yeah. He goes to bed, you're drunk.
Go home, you're drunk. Yeah.
So Dan, is it true that they're not serving alcohol in the away section of Brentford?
I'm not sure, man. I did hear this. I did hear this potentially. Do you know what? I'm going, and normally I'd be like buzzing for it, but I'm a bit with Lee. I've been so demoralised with it and deflated by Arsenal at the moment. It's hard to get into, but I think the main thing is for me is that. Yes, I will, Zamir. I think when you look at it, it's about the social for me. Standing and having a beer with Hoggy and Red Ken and seeing Kate and Tash and seeing the guys, it'll be a good laugh. So I'm looking forward to getting back to football for the social, but the 90 minutes of football, I can't lie to you, Mike. I think it's going to be painful as it has been for 18 months. So
well, and if all you again, at the risk of being redundant, because I don't know how many times I've probably said this over the last 22, 23 hours, is the game is obviously the centerpiece of what you go there for, but I don't think it's the most fun part. I mean, I come from a significant distance to go to Arsenal games, but honestly, the experience once you enter the Emirates until you leave is about not being able to continue your buzz. It's about wondering why people aren't singing as loud around you. Considering I'm generally in the clock end upper or on the east end, and just waiting to get back to the pub afterwards to hopefully celebrate. But either way, the last time not the last time I was over, but the time before that, I went to 2 games. One was a very disappointing loss against Chelsea with the Jorginho goal that he shouldn't have scored when he should have been red carded. Then he scored on a complete Bird Leno flop. And then the game a few days later, which was probably one of the best games we played all season on New Year's Day against Manchester United. Both games before and after the games at the 12 pins with you lot. And one crushing loss, one really, really good victory. And they were both just equally as fun times because of that pub environment. And that's what's been missing so much over the last 2 years with COVID, is just that ability to do that. So I'm very, very jealous that all begins again tomorrow. But I love living vicariously through you guys when you do that.
I do wish that Dan would lay off the beers a little bit though when he goes to the Arsenal, because then he might recognise like what Granit Xhaka brings to our midfield and some of the other tactical things that Mikel Arteta's bringing to the table. So Dan, maybe ease off a little bit if they're not serving it, and you'll be able to see tomorrow.
What Granit Xhaka brings to our midfield may be helpful on the pitch, but it what I call it is assholicness. I just hope he can make it through the 90 minutes.
The worst thing I ever did, Mike, was buy one of these for Harry, which is a Granit Xhaka doll. He's got his as well, which I imagine he probably hasn't. Right. The problem was it was a Secret Santa, right? And I got him one, and I bought one, and 2 came, so I had to keep one of the damn things. And since he's been here, he's not only had an okay season, he's now signed a damn contract extension.
Yeah.
So
how much did you celebrate, Harry?
I blame myself.
How much did you celebrate when not only are we not getting rid of him, not selling him, but now apparently he's going to be with us for the next 14 years?
I'm not really celebrating it because I'd kind of got to a place in my mind where I was okay with him going. It was just about the fact that we needed to replace him. There was no good him going and Arsenal doing what they're doing now in the transfer market and messing about, trying to find someone, because that, for me, weakens the side. Unless you're going to bring an upgrade in, I'm glad he's staying. But Dan, who orders something and gets 2? Come on, mate. You ordered one for yourself. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I mean, how many companies accidentally send out 2 of the merchandise? Come on, man.
Accidentally.
I'm not having that.
Well, do you know what? Zamir's made a great comment here. Granit Xhaka is the reason Dan has to drink so much. Great comment, Zamir. So true.
Yeah,
totally 100% with you.
So let's do something I actually haven't done yet in this entire time, which is score predictions. We've talked about kind of the whole season predictions, and we'll get to that. But given everything, and we're now 24 hours away, we're not signing anybody of any use to us between now and tomorrow. So Jared, are we opening their new stadium, or did it open last year, Brentford?
No, open last year.
Okay, so opening it from a Premier League standpoint, their first game up in ever, I think, Brentford.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tougher opening game than you'd normally think it would be, going against a newly promoted team in your first game. 2 tough games behind it. Hopefully we're not looking past Brentford, but what do you really envision out of that game tomorrow, score-wise?
So, yeah, I think it is a tougher game than you would think when you say, you're opening the season against a newly promoted team. It is their first promotion. It's a home game for them. They're going to be pumped up and ready for it. And also, I think I mentioned this, I don't know if it was on a previous pod or part of this yesterday, they're all kind of running together. But I think for Arsenal, like you said, we have 2 tough games behind it, so there is some pressure there. If we drop any points to Brentford, it gets really difficult really quick this season. Going into the international break, you're sitting on, 0 or 1 point. It's going to be pitchforks out in the streets of the Arsenal fans. That said, I do like us to win. If score prediction wise, I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal. I'm still confident we'll get a win there, but I think it's not going to be a rollover game by any means. I think they're gonna be ready to go.
Harry, 5 Premier League wins on the trot. Can we make it 6? Yeah, I understand there were like 3.5 months in between, but and everyone else around us has gotten stronger. But can we make it 6 undefeated?
Yeah, we can. Why not? I think that obviously on paper we're a much better side than Brentford. I'm not expecting an easy game. You've mentioned all those factors. Their first game in the Premier League is going to be a cracking atmosphere there, I'm sure. So it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be easy, but you've got to go into the game believing that Arsenal can win it. And I think what a lot of people don't realise about pre-season, and I'm not saying that this was a deliberate ploy from Mikel Arteta, but what I'm trying to say here is that you shouldn't really read into preseason results too much, because for me, the aim of preseason is to peak when the season starts, not before that. So I'm not saying that we purposely went out and played poorly in some of our preseason games. Well, that's the thing. Like, you've got
the part of it about not before that.
Yeah, you've got to give them the benefit of the doubt that they will be. A lot of the talk has been that we're not ready for the new season, and I don't think you can really make that judgment based on the performances we've seen in pre-season. If you think we need more players, that's fair enough. But I think that as long as the prep's been done well, Arsenal have the quality and the capability of going out there and beating Brentford. And if you can't buzz for the new first game of the season, what is the point? So let's get behind the lads and hopefully we get all 3 points.
Yeah, it's going to be, Dan, it's going to be so important. And like literally such a backup of pent up frustration, anticipation, whatever you want to call it, from the fan base. We're going from, games with virtually nobody in it. I mean, I know the last home game had fans there, but and a full away section, and then a week later a full Emirates for a Chelsea derby. We can't afford to get off to a bad start, because I mean, do you think the pitchforks will be out for the match-going fans? Because we know Twitter will set alight. We know Dotsons are going to be set on fire. But are we going to see the match-going fans react that strongly, or are they going to just be kind of understanding that we're going to kick the can down the road a little bit with our angst?
Well, I'm not as experienced as judges in terms of going away games, but from the home games, trust me, the fans will be wanting this guy out if we have a terrible start. And by a terrible start, I'm talking the first 6 games. And, I spoke to Harry the other day and he thinks that's harsh. He thinks he deserves more than 6 games. I don't. I think the guy's very, very lucky. He's still got a job, if I'm honest. And from what we've seen the last few weeks, we seem to be taking our time again with players when we haven't actually done anything to our first team apart from put Ben White in it, as far as I can see. So an 8th place team plus Ben White, to me, doesn't get us anywhere near the top 4. So we have to be realistic to say that we're probably going to be 7th or 8th again, as far as I'm concerned, if we keep this team. But for Brentford, my prediction is a 1-0 win. I'm going to be optimistic. I don't think we can ever say it's going to be 5-0 or 4-0 anymore with this Arsenal side that Mikel Arteta is so negative and boring to watch with. I think that if we are going to win, it's going to be 1-0, 2-1. I'm with Jared. I think, he said that it's going to be tight. I agree. I think it will be. I think Brentford are going to go there buzzing because obviously they've got their fans. We've got our fans. And I think that's the one thing I'm looking forward to more than anything, actually, is the atmosphere, because it will be so strange to see and to hear. But I feel like the team picks itself. There's only a couple of positions for me that are a question mark. The right back's a question. The number 9 is a question. And I think who starts next to Granit Xhaka is a question. And I think also me and Lee had a discussion last night about Bukayo Saka. I don't think he will start. I think he'll play a part. I imagine the front 3 will be Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette with Smith Rowe in behind. But it could be that Saka plays and we drop one of those out. I imagine it will be Xhaka and Lokonga, but I just have this bad feeling that El Neni will get his place because he's one of Arteta's favourites. And when we have Xhaka and El Neni, I'm never confident. So I think they're the interesting positions. I'd go with Callum Chambers if it was my choice at right back, but I'm not so sure that we're going to see all of those players because Arteta you can never predict what he's going to do with this 11. So I'll go 1-0 to the Arsenal, and it'd be great to have the fans back, Mike, 100%.
Can you imagine what will it be? 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, the starting 11 comes out and Willian's on it. Like I know that he scored in one of his last 1 games for Arsenal, but
On his head be it, mate. If that happens on Arteta's head be it.
He's scoring a goal a game in his last game. But Lee, when you're done picking your teeth, let us know what you think the score of the game will be.
I think Arsenal will probably nick it, but if they don't, it wouldn't surprise me. You know what? If Arsenal win this game, it wouldn't surprise me. If they lose it, I wouldn't surprise me. I'm not going to go there and or watch it thinking that we're definitely going to win this game. I'll be a little bit worried, if I'll be honest.
Yeah, So, I mean, I'm actually, and we need to get a score prediction out of you, but I think we're going to draw this game. I think this will be the classic game where we score relatively early, look like we're on our way, and then completely forget ourselves, allow us a silly goal before the half or in the 80th minute or something like that, and draw 1-1. That would be the biggest disappointment to me, other than losing the game embarrassingly, because it just showed that nothing's changed. But I kind of see that happening because the momentum and the energy will be so much on Brentford's side in that game.
I can't wait for the Arteta lovers to turn around and say, "Oh, it's not. Oh no, it's not pretty. Oh yeah. We still got the window open or something." I don't know what they'd be saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we still have the window open, and then once the window closes, it's our William needs to bed in a little bit more.
We didn't have a full pre-season again because we didn't go to America. That's another excuse that will come out the door.
You know, they're always looking for excuses instead of putting a little bit of blame in them. It's only pre-season, so it'd be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I've got faith in that we can get a result, but ultimately we know what's coming around the corner in the next two games, and that's where we're at the moment, unless we bring in some players. But I think Arsenal will probably nick it 2-1, if I'll be honest. But as I say, you know, if Arsenal were to lose this game, I wouldn't be surprised. Are
you two trying to bait me out with the Arteta stuff? Like, is that what's happening? Are you trying to get a rise?
Don't know what you're on about, mate.
Sorry, I wasn't particularly saying that you. Listen, you make points which some people will.
Just me.
So we'll say that. I'm interested to see what would happen. Not saying interested because I want us to win, but if we are to lose, what excuses are going to be made then? Because there's always people making excuses for Mikel Arteta. What I don't understand is the complete the
double standard.
The loving with Mikel Arteta. He can't do nothing wrong. If he does something wrong, it's the players. It's not, you know what I mean? It's whatever.
It's the protection, isn't it? It's the protection,
I don't believe,
not the loving.
I don't believe in the cult of personality. I don't love Mikel Arteta. I love the idea of not having to deal with the aftermath of another thing. And I recognize 100% that is not a realistic attitude. The people who are assigning blame when appropriate, being logical about it, not just ranting and raving about it, have every right to feel the way that they do. For me, it's just it is a desire to not have to start over again. I'm not saying that wouldn't be the best thing. I'm just saying I want this to work out so that we don't have to be right back where we were, but in a worse condition and situation. Harry, what would I'm more towards your side of the fence than I am towards Dan's and Sophie's actually when it comes to Mikel Arteta. What would have to happen in your mind for you to be saying, result-wise, not losing the dressing room and having the team revolt, but like what would have to happen result-wise, table-wise, by what point in time for you to say, you know what, thanks for the memories, but it's time
to say goodbye. Yeah, there's a few things. So there's a couple of bits. So I think the whole thing about not...
Thanks for the lack of memories, but... Yeah.
The whole thing about not strengthening the first 11 yet, I think, is a bit of a red herring, because I think actually had Arsenal's first 11 been fit and available throughout the entirety of last season, I don't think we would have been in the position we were. I think we suffered from losing Tierney for periods, Partey, Aubameyang, etc. So I think actually by stocking the squad to a point where you can now replace Kieran Tierney, you now have another midfield option if Partey is unavailable. I think that does strengthen the team. And I think so. The whole thing of it being we haven't strengthened the first 11, I don't think that that's completely fair. The other thing is why people are saying with Mikel Arteta more so than previously is that it's the players. It's because this is the third manager now that we're seeing these same players not do it. First time, you give them the benefit of the doubt. Second time, even you might do so as well. But third time around, you come to a point where you are like, yeah, well, the players have to have quite a bit of responsibility here, because it doesn't matter who manages them. We're seeing the same stuff. So for me, I'm not one of those people that wants to put a time limit on how long he should get this season. I think we have got some really difficult games coming up. And so I think it's unfair to judge him against teams that we're not competing with. So Man City, Chelsea, they're on a different planet to us at the minute. So if we lost those 2 games, I'm not going to be standing there saying, get him out. But I think what we're looking for is improvement, is performances. If we lose 1-0 to an odd goal, but we've given a good account of ourselves, I think we'll all be content with that. I think for me, I'm going to look at it in stages this season. I'm going to do it kind of first 12 games. I'm going to look back and see where we're at. Then the next period, I'm going to try and do it like that, because I think what you have to do is look over periods rather than look at individual games. Because I think
Dan's looking at it in stages as well. The first 5 minutes and then the rest of the season. Those are the stages that Dan gives.
Yeah, I'll put a scenario to you. If we was this look the worst alternative here, we do lose to Brentford on Friday, tomorrow night. Then we're expected to lose to Chelsea. We're expected to lose to Manchester City. Yeah. What happens if we lose to West Brom as well?
Yeah, then you can ask questions, but that's the point. Like we might lose to Brentford and then go. If we lost to Brentford and went and beat Chelsea,
I'll admit, ask questions. We're out of a competition with all the other big guns of we're in it, Harry. I'm sorry.
At that point, we're not bottom of the table. We're under the table.
We'll be bottom of the league, plus out of the competition, which the big boys ain't even started in yet. And you want to ask questions. I think that if we was to lose to that West Brom game,
that's the Carabao Cup game,
which was not an easy game, by the way. I don't expect that game there. I don't expect him to be resting players, because he's got all season to rest players. So I think it's a massive, and I don't think it's an easy game, by the way, West Brom. But I think if it was to go wrong in that game, Harry, I'm sorry. I think more than questions have got to be asked.
I don't know if that Carabao Cup is a priority. That'd
be the question that I'll be asking. That'd be the only question I'll be asking. When are they going to use the third kit? Because they won't be able to use it, will they?
They're using it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, they're wearing it tomorrow.
Well, they're wearing
it tomorrow. You get to see this.
Yep.
By the way, I specifically requested that 30% of this shirt go to Josh and Stan, not just the normal 15%.
Oh, that's serious. That kit is being worn tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what they said.
I didn't know that.
Because they've worn the yellow one already in preseason, so this is going to be the debut of this. Yeah, I think we're going to see this tomorrow.
They'll have to get another one. They'll have to bring a fourth one out for West Bromley. They have to bring a fourth out for West Brom game.
Yeah, because they can't use that for West Brom. So
I mean, we'll have 3 new training kits by then.
It says everyone out, and they're all going to be wearing that shirt during the West Brom game.
Oh. Yeah, I think answers Lee questions quick. I think if that happens, I don't understand how he can keep his job. Lee is the question.
No, I think
and we asked the question for Harry was at what point, in what timing, in what situation do you finally get on board with sacking Arteta? And
Harry doesn't want to answer
so far is when the questions begin to be answered.
I'll answer it, but I'm not. I don't want him sacked after 3 games. I don't think that's.
I don't either.
I think
I'm not trying to force you into. I'm just saying, like I'm asking your question almost as a way of like trying to guide my own concept on this, because I don't want this to happen. But at some point, we have nothing left to argue, Harry. Not even if this were to happen, if we were to be bottom of the table or in relegation, by November 1st, is that
by the transfer window about November? Going into September, if we're bottom of the league and out of the Carabao Cup,
Carabao, easy for you to say.
You still think you should be in a job? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Is that what I'm saying?
We've lost to all 4 games. We're bottom of the league. We're out of the Carabao Cup without even the big teams being in it. And you think that he's still all right to play? That means we've got the FA Cup to win, because we ain't going to win the league because we're already out of that. So we're just playing for the FA Cup in January.
But you're saying we're out of the league and we ain't going to win that. The aim is not to win that, is it? The aim is to get into Europe. That is Arsenal's aim at the start of the season.
I think that's what he meant. I think he meant 6th place is gone.
But it's not gone, is it? After 3 games, it's not 3 league games. It's not gone. And you can easily go on a run like we did at the back end of last season. But you're going to have ups and downs. I think Arsenal are going to lose more than 3 games over the course of the Premier League season. So no, I don't think you sack him straight away 3 games, 4 games into the season if it doesn't go well. What would have been the point in giving him £50 million to sign Ben White, nearly £20 million to sign Lokonga, and whoever else we're going to bring in between now and the end of the window? The club won't do that. So I don't even think it's worth us as a fan base sort of putting that.
Harry, I don't care what you say, right? If Arsenal were to lose to Brentford and they're losing to Chelsea, right, the fans will turn at the Emirates. I guarantee it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm being honest with you. And if then if we're losing to West Brom, all hell will break loose on the away thing. It will do. I'm sorry, I don't see how he'd be able to keep his job after that. I really don't. I don't think it'll happen because I think that we might. As I say, I think we'll beat Brentford, and I'm pretty sure we'll beat West Brom because I think we will go strong against West Brom. We can't afford not to. But
I have a scenario for Soph. So Sophie's asking if we're 8th post. Well, she's not asking. She's saying if we're 8th post North London derby, he has to go. Now, what happens if we are 6th before the game? Aubameyang shows up late. And because of that, we lose, and at that point we're 8th post North London derby. Does Arteta have to go, or does he get a pass because it's not? Because technically it was Aubameyang. I'm trying to bring in all the things that we.
No, I'm serious. I just want to know how low it's going to get before people turn around and say, "Right, enough's enough." That's my.
But that is not a simple question to answer because it depends on the performances. It depends on the individual decisions he makes and how they pan out. That's going to determine when I lose kind of interest in Mikel Arteta. If he does something I really disagree with 4 or 5 games on the trot, then I'm going to start to ask questions about it. If he makes a one-off decision like picks, Martinelli through the middle one week and then puts Laka, just for argument's sake, I'm not going to lose it on one decision. So for me, it has to be a period of time, and it has to be a number of things that make me go, hold on a minute. I
want Mikel Arteta to be successful. So at the minute, I'm going to back him. But I'm telling you that now, if we lose to Brighton, if we lose to Brentford, we lose to Chelsea, we lose to Manchester City, and then we lose to West Brom, that is me done. I'm not 4 games or 14 games. That is it. That will be it for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're bottom going into that transfer window, I'd rather us go right, cut our losses, get someone in who's going to buy some players for the transfer window, and that.
But that's the point, Lee. Is someone going to be able to buy players that comes in? This is the big thing. Everybody's going, we need to buy players. Mikel Arteta, I'm sure, would love to spend more money this summer than he spent so far. Do you agree?
Well, yeah, I do, and I think that if he's spending £50 million on a central defender and he's got no money to spend in other areas, then he should go again today. You know what I mean? Like, because that's just total incompetence. You know what I mean? Like, he could have coached Saliba and try and make him a better player, because that's what I hear he is as a coach, and then give the money to play to certain areas. I think Arsenal have got someone lined up for that midfield place. I don't know who it is, but I think that they have. Because if they haven't, it's crazy. It's crazy. So
how else are they going to get to 150 million quid spent if they don't buy another midfielder? I mean, we know that they're going to spend 150 million quid. We've been told that by very reliable sources. So
I think that they will. I still think there's a couple more signing, maybe 2 or 3 still to come through. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't get those players in, guys, Mikel is going to struggle. It's as simple as that. He hasn't got the squad to do what he needs to do.
And this is kind of what I thought when the news of the Xhaka re-signing happened, and someone asked me, what are your thoughts on him being re-signed? Because obviously that wasn't super well received. And I said, it lacks a little bit of context as far as what we do. If we re-sign Xhaka just to re-sign Xhaka and do nothing else in the window, that's obviously not a huge win for the team. But if the idea is we re-sign him to avoid paying 40 or 50 million for, say like a Ruben Neves or whoever we would have gotten that spot to facilitate having that money to bring in a James Maddison, a Martin Odegaard on a permanent, what happens with Xhaka in those two situations is the same, but I'm going to look at that very differently in terms of whether or not it was an okay decision for me. If we bring in a James Maddison and it means we have to keep Xhaka, I'm kind of on board for that. I love James Maddison. I think he adds a lot of what we need. But if you just re-sign Xhaka to avoid or because you can't sign somebody else and then leave it at that, it's hard to not look at that as a failure based on what, Arteta and the team said coming into the window. We all joke about, be excited. There's going to be investment. We're going to go out and have a good window. If a good window for them is what we've seen so far, re-signing Xhaka and nothing else, I think that's a huge failure. And, obviously a failure to kind of back up that promise that they made. And also right now, I think the one overarching failure of this offseason is that we've got a game in 24 hours and we don't have a backup keeper. That to me is completely mental. I don't know how you get to that point because Runarson, I wish we had the photo to put up. If you look at when we played Man City, the free kick Mahrez takes, we've got the wall cover in the right side and Runarson is almost standing on the post to his right. Mahrez kicks it directly at him. If you showed that picture to someone and said that's a professional keeper and he scores that shot, they'd say you're insane. There's no way that could happen. Like as soon as I saw that in prior, he's not Premier League level, let alone Arsenal level. And the fact that we haven't done something to shore that up is shocking to me because God forbid, what if Bernd Leno 30 minutes into the game tomorrow gets an injury and he's out a month and a half? Does anybody think we could survive a handful of games without him?
What if he gets COVID tonight?
Yeah, same thing.
Screwed. Mm-hmm. That's on Arteta. That is on Arteta. I don't care what anyone says. That's crazy.
I just think there are much bigger problems at Arsenal Football Club than Mikel Arteta right now. And it stems from much higher up than him. I think that the same people that thought that Arsene Wenger was the only problem at Arsenal Football Club and hounded him out are now seeing a team in 8th place. Arsene Wenger's Arsenal would never have slumped to 8th. I don't care what anybody says. I really don't think
I don't believe that. I think it would have.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. Because Arsene Wenger had the experience to navigate through difficult situations.
But he
had the
stubbornness to not allow the fact that the game was changing and he wasn't. And I think the fact that he went from 4th to 4th to 3rd to 4th to 5th to 5th to 6th or whatever it ended up being, I don't think that trend would have stopped. I think his I think he should have left when he could have left without, when he truly could have left with the team in better position than he found it. Or
he left at the wrong time, but he wouldn't have been in this situation. I'm sure of that. Not only that, he would have attracted better players than Mikel Arteta. You're a professional footballer and Arsene Wenger comes knocking at your door, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Are you going to go? You're going to go. Are you going to go if Mikel Arteta, a rookie?
Ibrahimovic, Ronaldo, Mbappe,
yeah, but that's those are
Xavi Alonso.
But you can do that with any club, Mike. You can look at play. There are so many footballers who failed at numerous clubs or didn't get transfers to certain clubs because they weren't convinced, that then went on to good things and great things. There's so many of those examples. It's just with Arsene Wenger, there was a narrative. There was let's pick a hole in every single thing Arsene Wenger done because we want to get rid of him. So let's talk about Ibrahimovic. Let's talk about, Ronaldo. How do we know how close Arsenal were actually to doing those deals? We don't. It's all talk. It's all hot air for me.
Let's talk about some good news because number one, we are now into the 24th hour of the 24-hour Podathon. I honestly cannot believe it. It's 1:00 in the afternoon here. I still feel like I'm up in the middle of the night. I'm trying to be quiet because I don't want to wake my family up. Yet my son is at work and my wife is probably either here or I don't know where she is at this moment. But it's in the middle of the afternoon. It doesn't feel like it, but we're going to do a quick check of the tote board here. We have exceeded our goal from this event. This portion of Gooners versus Cancer we were hoping on an outside chance to raise $5,000, and we have hit $5,025. And I just want that was unintentional, but it's actually good timing. I just want to thank everybody that has helped make this happen. And Harry, I know you've got to run in just a second, so if you'll stick around just for this second to last prize drawing, this is the final new personalized Arsenal kit. So we're drawing now from all of our donors to win. It could be this, it could be the yellow one, it could be the red one, but you're going to win a brand new Arsenal kit. So you don't physically have to pay the Cronkies yourselves, we'll do that. And yes, it's going to be a massive prize when you win it. And here we go. Let's see who's won this. I believe everybody is eligible with the exception of the one person who's already hit their limit of 3 prizes. So the winner of the 2021-22 Arsenal first team kit, Nick Listerman. Nick Listerman. Anyone know Nick Listerman? Is there a Nick Listerman in the house? Nick,
I do not, but congratulations, Nick.
Well done, Nick.
We've had some very a lot of people have been incredibly generous. Everybody who donates been incredibly generous. But what I like to see is a nice mix between people who have really put in a significant amount of money and are really bossing the number of entries that they have win. And then I also like to see people who put in, a more modest amount, which, again, we appreciate every single amount, but it's nice to know that, that not just all the big donors won. And Nick, we appreciate your donation. And I'm thrilled that you're going to get a free Arsenal kit from the shop with whatever player's name other than Granit Xhaka that you would like to have on it, and whatever one you choose. So now that we're in the last hour, I think we're about to lose a couple people. Dan, are you free?
Yeah, man, I'll stay. All
right, because I got to tell you, I didn't plan anything out for the last hour because I saw that as being this big thing where Andy came back in and Eoin came back in and Mikey Herz came back in, and we just a Gooners podcast finished this off, and none of them are here. I understand work has gotten in the way, and Andy's traveling, so Jared has ably stepped in, and Dan, I'd love you to hang as well, but Harry Lee, no one's ever said those words in that order before. Harry Lee. Which one of you has to leave first? Harry, we're going to let you go first.
Thank you, man.
I'm all right till quarter past. So.
Okay, beautiful. So, Harry, it's been great to talk to you again, mate. I love your optimism. I share it with you. I just like seeing where the limits end. And, I think you are a valuable member of Same Old Arsenal because of the perspective that you provide. It's not an echo chamber, as they say, of positivity or negativity. It's just real talk, and you belong in there, and I'm glad you guys were all able to come in today. We're missing Craig today. I really wish Craig could have joined us, but work I think got in the way there. So, anything you want to promote, Harry? Chronicles of the Arsenal?
No, I just want to promote this Gooners versus Cancer. So people, make sure you donate if you can, of course, and support the cause, because this is an incredible effort for 24 hours. I get tired doing a half an hour pod, so I got to take my hat off to you, Mike. Well done, and
you'll probably next be seeing our podcast in April. But yeah, and this is not the end of Gooners versus Cancer. This is the end of the podcast-a-thon. But we've got about another 2 months left in this thing. There's more prizes to win. We're shooting for $30,000 this year. We're probably about halfway there, including today. So absolutely appreciate the plug, and love to have you on again to talk about some actual results sometime soon.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you for having me.
After Arteta's sacked. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
All right, Harry, take care, buddy.
Take care, guys.
Thanks,